Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at two great investment services, the Motley Fool Stock Advisor and Zacks Premium. These are really different services made for different types of investors. So the Motley Fool is a stock recommendation service that issues actionable picks that you can consider adding to your portfolio. So it's really great for investors who don't want to do a whole lot of legwork, or maybe you're newer to investing and need help finding stocks that are right for your portfolio. Zacks Premium, on the other hand, is much more research focused. It does offer recommendations, but it really intends for you to dive into those recommendations, do some fundamental analysis using their tools, and decide what's right for your portfolio. So in this comparison, I'm going to dive more into the Motley Fool Stock Advisor and Zacks Premium, show you how I use both of these services and how they can help you figure out what's right for your portfolio, and help you decide which one of these services is right for you. So with that, let's dive into Stock Advisor first. Stock Advisor has been around since 2002, and over the time, it's just absolutely crushed the S&P 500. So the portfolio has a return of 887% as of November 2024, compared to 175% for the S&P 500. And the way that Stock Advisor has achieved this is mainly by focusing on long-term explosive growth stocks. So finding stocks that are potentially going to disrupt their industry and really just tear through the market over a number of years. So some examples of stocks that Stock Advisor has recommended that have performed really well include Amazon and Disney in the past 20 years. One thing to note with that strategy is that Stock Advisor picks are meant to be long-term picks. So if you're investing in recommendations from this service, plan to hold for at least 5 years. Some of the stocks in the Stock Advisor scorecard right now are more than 10 years old. So giving you an idea, these are long-term picks that you need to be ready to hold on to for a while. One of the things I really like about Stock Advisor is that with every pick, you get a research report kind of explaining the idea behind the pick. So there's a quick summary of the foolish thesis, and then it kind of dives into more information about that company. So what it does, why now is a good time to buy that company, as well as some of the risks around that company that you could face in the future. And that's really nice for evaluating whether a stock that is recommended is right for your risk tolerance or not. And of course, any Stock Advisor recommendation are just recommendations for you to consider adding to your portfolio. You don't have to follow the portfolio exactly. And in fact, Stock Advisor actually offers a tool, the ranking system, for investors who don't want to follow the portfolio exactly. And so I really like this ranking system because it takes stocks every month that are already in the portfolio and ranks them according to which ones are best to double down on right now. And so this can be really helpful if you don't like one of the month's stock picks, for example, and you have some extra money to invest. You can look at this rankings list and see which stock already in the portfolio you might want to own some more of. It's also really great if you're trying to build a portfolio from scratch, or if you just have some extra money in between recommendations that you want to invest. So an important difference from Zacks Premium that I'm going to show you is that Motley Fool Stock Advisor is relatively light on stock research outside of those research reports for new recommendations. So here we can look at a stock we can actually see when it's been recommended in the past. There's a quick summary about the company, including its growth outlook and financial highlights, as well as projections for an annualized return and a potential maximum drawdown. We can also look at basic financial information, including income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow. But this research is really both limited in scope, and it's also limited to stocks that are already in the Stock Advisor universe. So this research is really only available for stocks that are currently in the Stock Advisor portfolio or that have been in the portfolio in the recent past. So there's not research on thousands and thousands of stocks like there is in Zacks Premium that I'll show you in just a minute here. So there's a bit more to Stock Advisor, and I actually have a full video review of this service if you want to learn more. If you're interested in Stock Advisor, it's also worth pointing out that Motley Fool has a number of other stock recommendation services. Some of my favorites include Rule Breakers and Dividend Investors, which are included in Epic. So let's switch over to Zacks Premium now. And again, I have a full video review of Zacks Premium. If you're interested in learning more about this platform, highly recommend you check out each of these reviews before deciding which of these softwares is right for you. So as you can see from the top menu in Zacks, there's a lot more going on in this platform. I'm going to show you some of the main features here. So to me, the best feature in Zacks is the #1 rank list. This is a list of more than 100 stocks that are on Zacks strong buy ratings. So these are based on value, growth, and momentum scores. These are rated on an A to F scale. So you have all these different scores and this #1 rank list that can be really useful in finding stocks that fit your portfolio. If you're a value investor, for example, you can look at #1 rank list stocks with an A value score. If you're a growth investor, same thing, #1 rank list stocks with an A growth score. If you want to sort by just stocks that have those high scores in one category, you can do so using the menu here. Zacks does also rank income stocks, although this is not my favorite dividend investing platform. If you want to dive into any stock, so Zacks offers some pretty in-depth fundamental analysis. So at the top here, you can see the rank, the style scores for value, growth, momentum. You can also see how Zacks ranks a company within its industry. It can be really valuable if you're interested in an industry of a thesis that a certain market sector is about to take off and you're looking for the best stock to kind of capitalize on that move. You can dig into news as well as a research report. This can be a really useful tool for just getting a quick overview of a stock. You can see a chart of the price as well as earnings per share revisions and surprises on a chart. So you can see how earnings calls have affected the stock price over the past. You can also see earnings estimate revisions over the past 60 days, as well as the magnitude of those trends in earnings estimate revisions. And finally, you can look at how that stock compares on key fundamental metrics against other companies in its industry and across the entire S&P 500. One other nice thing that Zacks offers is fundamental charts. So you can use these fundamental charts to compare different metrics, for example, diluted EPS versus PE ratio, and view that on a chart. Really nice way to see how different metrics in a stock have affected the price in the past, and potentially use that to predict how the stock will move in the future. So Zacks has this type of research for thousands of stocks. That's something that really sets it apart from Stock Advisor. Whereas Stock Advisor, you're really dependent on the recommendations, and you can only really see a lot of information about stocks that have been recommended or are currently in the portfolio. Zacks give you information about an entire universe of stocks for you to explore. And that number one rank list is really the gateway to this universe of stock research. The other thing you can do to find stocks in Zacks is use the stock screener. So there's a highly customizable stock screener here. Zacks also offers a bunch of pre-made screens for things like high growth value stocks or value stocks with momentum. So these pre-made screens can be really useful if you're just looking for basic ideas to get you started. So you can see within the screener here, you can sort based on Zacks rank, those value, growth, and momentum scores, as well as a ton of fundamental metrics. So really powerful screener here. It's also worth pointing out that Zacks does have information about mutual funds and ETFs, as well as crypto, and some personal finance tools within here as well. So a lot going on this platform. It can be really powerful for self-directed investors who are comfortable finding their own stocks using the research tools available here. Okay, so now that you've seen both of these platforms, how much do they cost? So Motley Fool Stock Advisor clocks in at $199 a year, which is really a great deal considering how well this service has performed over the past 20 years. I'll also put in a discount code at the bottom of this video that allows you to get your first year for just $99. This is for new members only. It's worth noting that you can also get Stock Advisor through Epic. This is a bundle that includes not just Stock Advisor, but also Rule Breakers, Hidden Gems, and Dividend Investor, 3 other great stock recommendation services from the Motley Fool, and that costs $499 per year. Zacks is currently priced at $249 per year, and it does come with a 30-day free trial, so you can actually test this platform out and see how you like it before you fully commit. The Motley Fool does offer a membership fee back guarantee, but there's no free trial of that platform. So overall, I really like the Motley Fool Stock Advisor. It's great for finding stock ideas. You don't have to follow the recommendations, but their expert analysis can help you make well-informed decisions, and there's some really great, potentially long-term growth picks in there. I think it's a great deal for what you get, and the rankings list just make it more actionable in between stock picks if you're just trying to build a portfolio or want ideas for what to invest in right now. Zacks, I feel a little bit more conflicted about. It's a little bit more complicated. That number one rank list has hundreds of stocks, so it can be hard to kind of wade into that at times. The value, growth, and momentum ratings make it a little bit better, as well as the stock screener, but you still have to be willing to put in quite a bit of work to figure out which stocks out of that list are really the best for your portfolio at any given time. And that list can turn over every few weeks, so it feels like a never-ending treadmill of new stocks to explore, and so it can take a lot of time to research stocks. If you're interested in Zacks Premium and you like that DIY approach to investing, I would actually recommend Seeking Alpha. It costs almost the same amount, and I think Seeking Alpha provides a little bit more in terms of both recommendations as well as actionable screens and research that you can use to kind of dig in a little bit faster and find stocks that really meet your strategy. So to wrap things up, both Motley Fool and Zacks are great options. We are confident recommending both.